Hi friends, I'm Jackie Bullard from Urban Yoga Mama on Substack. Today I wanted to do a little sequence on balance poses, but not just balance for the sake of balance, but balance in order to walk and function more fluidly in our lives, move about with more ease, and even to help us learn how to fall. So you probably won't learn how to fall efficiently or safely in a standard yoga class in a yoga studio, so that's why I wanted to make this video. Why does falling matter? I mean, at some point we'll all probably fall or almost fall, and we don't want to get injured, right? So learning to fall is a really good safety practice, but it also helps you to be more in touch with your body in a really functional way. And by that I mean, as you move throughout your day, how can you be more present in your body? And being present is one way to prevent falls. But then if you do find yourself falling, how do you use your own strength and flexibility to make sure that you're safe? So this is great for walking on uneven surfaces too, training your body to do that, and to also walk in ice and snow, which we get a little bit of that here lately in Chicago. So if you have socks on, I recommend taking them off. That way you can really feel your feet. So just start by sitting, knees bent, lean back on the hands, and just windshield wiper the legs side to side. And this is a nice little warm up. Simple, almost anyone can do it. Keep your breath flowing. Okay, and then pause that, and then go out and in. I'm gonna turn, you could stay as you are, I'll turn so you can see what I'm doing. And it's sort of, remember that thigh master from the 90s? It's like that, like you've got that between your knees, if you know what I'm talking about. So you're opening, squeezing. And this is just a nice way to kind of like warm up your hip joints. Easy peasy, keep your breath moving. Great. Okay, and then find your way up to standing, however you like to do that. I like to do a squat and literally just stand up. However you want to get up is fine. Shake arms and legs out. Whew. Okay, so I like to begin by standing with the feet a little wider than hip width apart and just doing a little sway. So this is easy, should be pretty easy for most people. What this does is it brings us into contact with our connection between the ground and our feet. You might add a little knee bend as you go side to side. Maybe spread and wiggle your toes and really wake them up. And then bring yourself back to center and just bounce. And this bouncing will also bring your weight more firmly down into your feet. So as you do this, toes are relaxed and you're just kind of bouncing your weight onto your feet. Good job. Okay, so come to standing, sway forward and back onto the toes and to the heels of your feet until you feel like your weight is kind of centered on your feet. How will you know for sure? I don't know. You just do it until you find it just, takes practice. You do this over and over, and it's just about building that relationship between how your feet rest on the ground. Okay. Take a sigh with me. And then let's go ahead and bring the arms out, feet out. This is like a star shape. Call it star pose, or it can be part of Prasarita Padottanasana, which is a traditional standing pose. Go ahead and bring the arms out. If you'd rather have the hands on the hips, that's totally fine too. So whatever variation of the arms you choose, go ahead and bend one knee. You can mirror me if you want. And keep your breath moving. There's no special coordination here. And just kind of like you're about to go into half moon pose, if you know what that is. But you just are in a freeze frame. You're here. Keep your eyes fixed on one point, and then go to the other side and see if you could softly land each time you come down. It does not matter how much you pick that foot up off the ground. Just find a place where you can stay, have almost like a hovering moment, like a hummingbird staying for a breath or two. Land softly each time. We'll do it a couple times each side. All right. and let it be fun. This is just an experiment. There's no exact right alignment. Ooh, see, it's just you're playing, you're experimenting, you're sensing in your body. Okay, so this last time to each side, when you get there, if you're like, this is so easy, go ahead and just try to look around. So our eyes anchor us when we gaze at one point, but we add a challenge if we're looking around. This will challenge our sense of balance, and it's great. If you're wobbling, that's totally fine and expected. Make sure the breath is moving, woo, and then land as softly as you get to the other side. Same thing, when you get there, kind of look around like you've realized you're in a new place, something like that. All right, so again, wobbling is great. We're actually always wobbling a little when we're bouncing, we just might not notice. And land. Whew, I don't know about you, but my arms are tired. Okay, now, so turn to one side, so just pivot your feet. And then we're gonna go ahead and have different variations with the hands. Hands to the hips, or arms up, or arms to the side. So choose your own adventure. And go ahead and bend that front knee and slowly lift the back foot. Once again, it does not matter how high you lift the back foot. It's more how can you stay balanced as you stay here, as you breathe. And then if you want to go deeper into it as you hold, that's fine. All right, once again, if you want a challenge and if you're like, this is easy and your gaze is fixed on one point, go ahead and look around. And that's almost certain to bring some wobbles. And if your back foot touches down, that's fine. Ooh, breath is moving, and then slowly bend, stop the movement of your head, bend your front knee, and slowly touch down that back foot. Ooh, okay, good. Kind of sway the hips side to side, loosen up, and we'll do that to the other side. Pivot to the other side. Again, arms can be up to the side or the hips. Bend that front knee. Slowly lift the back foot. Does not have to be a picture perfect warrior three unless you want it to be. And then when you feel steady, just when you feel steady, start looking around. Of course, this is always optional. You know, it's a suggestion if you want more challenge. And just notice how it changes your sense of balance. Ooh, and then land softly. That one got hard on that side for me. And sway the hips side to side. All right, let's take a slow, deep breath together. And sigh. All right, so let's do one more. How about we'll do tree pose. So we'll start, and little by little. Sometimes it's easy to just plop in a tree and say, yay, I can do it. But let's see if you can go very intentionally. So just shift your weight to one foot as you begin to lift the heel of the other foot. Breath is moving, gaze is anchored on one point, and then just very slowly lift up that knee as if you're marching. Leave it there. Okay, if you want one option, not tree pose at all, but you can just hold the knee. If you want to move into tree, that's the other option. The foot is on the inner thigh or the inner calf. Arms up or hands at the heart. Breath is moving when you feel real steady. If you do, which apparently I don't right now. If you do, and even if you don't, add that movement of the head, looking around, move your eyes from here and there, up and down, side to side. And you can even bring your arms out if that helps you balance as you're looking around. Ooh, okay, and bring the top leg down slowly. Shake the knees out, shake the legs out, other side. Really slowly shift your weight to the other foot, lift the heel of the opposite foot. Slowly lift the knee like you're marching. Breath is moving. You can hug the knee toward you or tree pose. Foot on the inner calf or thigh. Whoa, just today's not my day for tree pose, I guess. So, right, every day is different. Choose a position of your arms. you choose to move your gaze around, again, if you bring the hands and arms out, almost like you're on a tightrope, that can be really helpful. Breath is moving. Sometimes we hold our breath when we feel unstable, so especially the exhale is important to keep your body relaxed. And bring that upper foot down slowly. Oh, let's balance on one foot and circle the ankles. Definitely as we balance and potentially fall, like stretching, keeping our ankles flexible and strong is important. Go in the other direction. See, so this is like a balancing pose plus an ankle stretch. Super simple, can be done almost anywhere. And just finishing up that other foot. All right, so this is simple stuff, but simple is good, right? We can do some of these things anywhere. We might look like a crazy person if we're standing in line doing these things, but you know, you might be somewhere waiting, or just like, you know, they say not to stand there and watch a pot of water as they're boiling it, but if you are, or you're stirring something on the stove, you can kind of, you know, shift into a moment of like, oh, let's see if I can balance a bit. Let's bring ourselves down to the ground. So standing, Tadasana, mountain pose, breathe in, arms go up. And then exhale, come down and forward. Bend the knees, hands come down, come onto your knees. I've been writing about landing into spring. So the weather here in Chicago is really erratic. One day it's like spring, the next day it's like winter, then it's like spring again, and everyone kind of goes crazy. So, and then on top of that, everyone's really tired. So I'm encouraging extra rest. We all get spring fever when it gets warm, but it's also important to get enough rest. I mean, any time of year, but also this time of year as we're emerging into spring. So one way I like to rest, and you could just lay on your back in Shavasana if you want, but I got a couple of stacked bolsters, and I'm just gonna do a really supported child's pose. So I'll kind of cross my arms like that and rest my forehead on my forearms. Adjust a little bit. There we go, that's more comfortable. So whether you're in this posture or similar, or you're laying down, however you're resting, you can lay down on your back, on your side, whatever feels good, even if you're just sitting and resting. Use your exhale to fully release your weight onto whatever surface you're on. Let the breath flow at its own pace. Put some special attention on the exhalation and follow it out all the way to the end. Each time you exhale, let your head and your arms be heavy. Let your torso be heavy. Let your hips and legs and feet be heavy. Every time you exhale, let your whole body be heavy. So feel free to stay in whatever resting pose you're in for as long as you want. But if you're ready to kind of emerge from it, move slowly as if you've just woken up. So whoever's staying there, you can stay even if the video ends. But for those of you emerging from it, thanks so much for watching and practicing with me. I hope that was a little moment of refreshment for you, with a little stimulation in the standing balancing poses and a little resting time as we kind of wound down at the end. So let me know in the comments if you have any questions. I'll also put the link to the recent article I've written on Urban Yoga Mama on emerging from winter into spring. Thank you.